Hi, welcome back to this sacred space. My name is Kalu and I'm also known as the Scribe Priestess. Here in this channel, I make videos about spiritual practices, spiritual development, writing, nature-oriented art, and everything revolving the spiritual journey. And today's video is going to be the last one in the physical body series. And this one is going to talk about emotions and about spiritual hygiene or hygiene itself. So if you're like me and you like tea, grab yourself your cup of tea and let's start this video. Ding. Good, so today I have here Zoe that decided to come and be with us for the video. So guys, we are going to be talking about emotions. And emotions are a very interesting thing that we have as humans and actually as living beings. Emotions can go for a range of different feelings, sentiments, anything that makes you react in a certain way is an emotion. Every time that you are experiencing a specific emotion, there are chemicals inside of your brain that are being released. And those chemicals send messages. It's like either you are feeling this very intensely and you like it, or maybe you're feeling it not that intensely, but you're not sure about what you're feeling. And other times it could be like, you're feeling everything. Emotions should actually tell us if something is going to be beneficial for us, or maybe to give it a think or to go away from a dangerous situation. So there is a component about being alive inside of emotions, but there is also the fact that emotions shape our perspective and the way we see reality, the way we see the things occurring in our life. And the thing about emotions is we have them even before being born. So in the moment that you are in your mother's womb, you are already feeling things that your mother is also experiencing inside of her as she is preparing herself for giving birth to you. I love this subject so much because a lot of the things that we need to be experiencing here in life is regarding emotions, is trying to go in life having been able to integrate emotions in an efficient way. So as you go and mature in life, you're going to be also maturing emotionally. And there are a lot of different, I have to say, not only religions, but ways of being in different cultures and different societies where although emotions are okay, you're not allowed to actually feel a lot. And I have to say, my perspective is that has created a lot of wounds regarding the emotional being of every single one of us. We are 70% of water. Our body is constituted of 70% of water. And water is the perfect conductor for energy. So we are like perfect conductors for energy, And emotion have frequencies. They have a specific way of vibrating, let's put it that way. So we are constantly becoming a lot of stimuli, a lot of stimulation from outside ourselves. We need to learn in the course of being born and going through this journey that is being a human being, to regulate ourselves, to be able to content ourselves, to support ourselves in this body who is feeling so many things. And sometimes it can be very beautiful feelings, but sometimes there are also painful feelings. Emotions are so important for spiritual development practices and actually spiritual journey, because emotions connect us to our intuition. And the more you are able to develop this intuition, the more you're going to be able to connect to your spiritual journey, to be able to understand the channelings that you are becoming, the messages that your guides are trying to send to you or are trying to connect with you. Your higher self is sending you a message, but if you are here just all over the place because you don't understand what's happening inside of you, because you still have to deal with the emotional world, then maybe the things are not going to come right exactly as they were supposed to. Although I believe that everything is perfect, and that's also part of the journey. Part of the journey is experiencing all of these things so you can develop yourself in this human body, in this human experience, and be able to explore a range of emotions. So we actually tend to say good emotions and bad emotions, and I understand it and actually makes sense, because we are not going there like, yes, I want to feel sad and so things that are making me feel a little bit anxious. We are here to experience a various range of emotions. There is a reason why we are actually 70% water. There is a reason why. And I mean, I can go into biology with that, but just the fact that if you go in any discipline in spirituality, you're going to see that water represents our emotions. It can also represent the moon, for example, but it stands for our emotional world, our inner world, our subconscious world, the world of the dreams, where everything is being developed and created. So emotions help us to navigate this in a way where we are experiencing different situations and different scenarios that are shaping the way we live and what we think, how we want to react, also the values that we carry. Everything is very emotional. That's why, for example, words carry such deep power to them, because with words you can activate emotions. That's the same thing with art, for example. With art you can activate emotions. You can be listening to a beautiful melody and you will be carried away to a specific time, place, to an emotion inside of your body that's creating something. The same goes with an unpleasant one. You're going to go to a place where maybe you're not wanting to go there. We're going to be talking a lot about emotions in this channel, because a lot of practices that are in spiritual disciplines or spiritual science revolve around understanding the emotional world, so that you can understand also how everything is here intertwined. The more you connect with yourself, with your body, with your emotions, with your subconscious, the more you're going to be able to develop yourself in the journey that you have created here on earth. So emotions really play a very, very specific role in our lives. It's very interesting because I do evolutionary astrology, and as I was learning this way of understanding astrology, it focuses that we have the power inside of ourselves to actually go through our lives and be able to not only heal ourselves, but to find our way, to find our inner path and our outer path, and being creators and being these amazing beings who are doing marvelous, magnificent works of art here on earth. I also do hypnosis, for example, and I also am very much into what meditation is, and all of these things revolve around emotions, the emotional world. Because the more you get into contact with yourself, the more you're going to be, okay, why is it that when I do this, I don't feel good? Or why is it when I say this doesn't feel so good? That's why, for example, we're going to talk about spiritual practices in the next video, because spiritual practices connect ourselves to the world of emotions. Emotions are shaping also the way how we connect with other people. I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit here with what spiritual hygiene is, and spiritual and hygiene itself. But what I mean with spiritual hygiene is taking a very conscious approach on what you are consuming. And part of being able to discern what you are consuming and how that makes you feel is by developing also our ability to connect to our emotions. A lot of the people who I see who are trying to get a better understanding about themselves or who are searching a way into spirituality, they are actually looking inside of the emotional path. And a lot of the times it's just developing this ability of understanding emotions, connecting to your body, that is going to be the first thing that it's going to open up all these possibilities for yourself. So, there is this saying that when you have bottle up emotions, you can feel it in your body, or when you are very impulsive with your emotions, you can also see it in your body. And that's true because our body reflects that. A lot of the things we don't say are actually reflected in our bodies. So the emotion and body connection is absolutely amazing. And like I said, I am going to come again and again back to this subject as I go through the different themes in this channel, because emotions are absolutely a key part of being humans. Let's go a little bit into this spiritual hygiene thing. So spiritual hygiene, as I was saying, is being actually conscious about what you are consuming, why you are consuming it, and what is making inside of you. What is that making what inside of you? So that can be from food, from music, from books, but also has to do with the people you are seeing, the people that are surrounding you, the places that you are going to, because all of that has a certain vibration and a certain type of energy. Like when people say this place has a really special energy to it, or when I go into this situation, I feel in this certain way. Or when you are encountering friends, for example, that you really like, you're feeling a certain way. Or when you are actually going to a place that you don't want to go because there is an unpleasant situation, you're also feeling all of these things. The important thing to keep in mind in spiritual hygiene is that exposure to things for a very long time are going to start changing also the chemistry inside of your body, the way that you are developing a perception about reality. So I don't want to say that that is going to change your essence as a soul and spiritual being, because that's not the case. You are going to always be a light, loving spirit here on earth. What I'm saying is that the environment and the circumstances that you're going to be choosing to live for are going to shape also the way you see and perceive life itself to be. I don't want to overgeneralize, because I know that there are a lot of people in this world who are in very specific situations, who are very hard, that they are unimaginable things happening in this world. I know there is a lot of people who's going to say, yes, but it's easy to say when you're not there in the presence of hunger, or in the presence of poverty, or in the presence of all those things that are very deep and very heavy. I am not there right now, but I have been. And I know how that feels. I know how those very deep, heavy emotions are. And life circumstances, and how does it feel to believing that you're not able to get out of there. I know that feeling, and it's a process. And the hard thing to understand and to go through is that it's because it's a process. It's not something that you wake up and then it's boom, it's away. It's just a very sometimes slow process to be able to get yourself out of those situations. But that's going to be very specific for a lot of people, and it's going to also be connected with your spiritual journey here on earth. When you consciously start to saying, okay, I am going to be more mindful, and I am going to be more conscious about the people I see, the things I consume, what music I listen to, what books I am reading, what am I saying, where is my energy going, my time, where is everything that I do, where is it going? That's what I mean with spiritual hygiene. But spiritual hygiene is not only being able to understand where we are putting our energy or how are we living our lives, but it also connects to the actual hygiene itself. So let me explain a little bit what I mean. You know, when you get a shower and you are feeling like, ta-da, like reborn, this is a process of cleaning yourself. That is the same way of maintaining your house clean, and that you are really moving the things around. We already talked about movement in another video. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. But it's the same thing. Movement means the energy is moving itself. It's just making something out of it. The stagnation process of anything here, the stagnation process for anything here on earth, that can be feelings, that can be air which is trapped in your house, or stagnation because you haven't been able to produce a lot, that stagnation is already going to be producing a certain type of energy, a certain type of frequency and vibration that is going to affect not only your moods but everything, how you perceive everything, and it's going to also attract things. So we're actually starting here to talk a little bit about the laws of the universe that we are also going to be talking in this channel. I am so excited for that. That's going to come after we see all the spiritual practices in the law of vibration. In this law of vibration, you will see that the specific vibration of things, of us, of experiences, of emotions, of everything that has a vibration, which is alive, is going to attract things that are in the same wavelength of vibration. So part of being clean is that you are creating a certain type of vibration, a certain type of way of being, way of feeling, way of attracting what you want. Another thing is that it clearly reflects your inner state. I'm not saying that every messy person in the outside is also messy inside, but that messiness that is reflected in the outside is somehow connected to your inner world. There is a part of you that either you don't want to get there and clean it, or maybe it's a little bit messy at the moment. So all of this is telling everything about yourself. Even the smells, you know, when you start eating certain foods, you start doing certain things, you're going to also smell in a very specific way. Your vibration is also going to say what you are. It's going to also give this odor. Our bodies are amazing. I just love it. It's just so interesting. And that's why all of this is very important, you guys, because this reflection of I'm not going to say here like very dogmatic, nah, you have to clean your house every single day, blah blah blah. No. We all have our own ways of doing cleaning. We all like our houses and ourselves to look, smell, and be in a certain way, and it's okay. Just be conscious that the way you live your life and the way you experience hygiene is a reflection of you, your insides, and also how you see yourself, how you're feeling with yourself. A lot of times, and that has been something very interesting that I have seen in the course of so many years, that all of the emotions that we are having and all of these experiences, they will start to just reflect itself on the reality. It's amazing. It's very interesting to see. You know already the importance of being clean in our bodies. I mean, if I can go in the biology, part of being clean is that we want to put away diseases and sicknesses that can be in this uncleanliness. So that's why we brush our teeth, that's why we clean ourselves. So that's also in the spiritual realm reflected. I want to leave this video here because we are going to talk about these subjects more into detail in a lot of other themes that we are going to be talking in this channel about, especially because it has to do so much with spirituality, our emotions. And emotions are also connected to a lot of spiritual practices, a lot of things that we do in our day-to-day lives. The last thing that I want to say to this subject is that I really advise any person who is trying to understand a little bit more about themselves to do therapy, and it can be a lot of different types of therapies, you guys. You can do somatic therapy, you could do craniosacral, you can go to really humanistic therapy. I don't know. You can go to an astrologist, for example, also to see your natal chart, or you can go and do a vision quest, for example. There are a lot of things that you can do, but part of being here on earth is actually healing ourselves and being able to contain ourselves and to know that we are love, that we are light, and we are creators, and that God is always with us and the universe is always with us, and that we are not alone, that we are able to create also our circumstances in our lives. But it's a process and it's a journey and it takes time. So if you haven't done it already, try to explore different avenues, different options, different techniques, methods, but start to get interested in yourself, in your inner world, and also what you do when you were kids. How do you experience that? And how can you bring more of the joyfulness of being a kid in your life? And if you didn't have that, which I'm very sorry if you didn't have a beautiful childhood, but it doesn't mean that it cannot be now, that you cannot experience all those beautiful things from being a kid now that you are in your adulthood. It's just that it's with matured eyes and with a matured experience of life. But we are always able to get into contact with that inner child of us, which is going to always be there, just waiting for you to go inside and say hi to it. So yes, there is going to be, like always, an extended version on my webpage, and I'm going to leave the link down below if you want to go and check it out. And this time I'm going to say a little couple of other things there regarding spirituality. I hope you like this video, and I am so excited that I'm going to be able to start the spiritual practices now, and that our themes are going to evolve a little bit to more spiritual based subjects. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for having watched this. Thank you for being here. I am sending you, wherever you are, a lot of light and a lot of love. Be safe, and we'll see each other on our next video. Bye.